Hello and welcome back to Regiments. In the last episode we finished Operation Reaction and now we are going to enter Operation Blind Guard. In the middle of the communications blackout, the 3rd German Corps mounts a desperate holding action. This operation is going to take place between the 6th and the 9th of June 1989 and we are going to be part of the 4th Panzergrenadier Brigade of the 2nd Panzergrenadier Division in the 3rd German Corps. Colonel, the situation around Mühlhausen remains unknown. A wide area jamming effort makes communication extremely difficult. Corps HQ remains out of contact and our Soviet liaison appears as confused as we are. As insane as it sounds, East German 11th Motorized Schützendivision is rapidly moving to attack. The Volksarmee recon companies have already overrun the Bundesgrenzschutz posts and the forward elements are assembling at the border. Multiple intelligence sources report the rest of the division is passing through Eisenach as we speak. Division HQ wants your Kampfgruppe to reinforce the weak forward forces between Kassel and Göttingen. Delay the East German advance elements. Use the night to disrupt the enemy assembly effort. Godspeed. And our objectives are defined as follows. First, we are going to disrupt the NVA forward assembly area. Then we're going to reinforce the defensive line at Göttingen and we're going to prevent the NVA forces from penetrating deeper into West German territory. Our brigade is looking quite interesting. We have 2 units of scouts and we have 2 units of tanks with the Leopards 1A5. We also have a platoon of Panzer Grenadiers and a platoon of Pioneers. We also have an anti-tank unit as well as some mortars. We also have an HQ unit that doesn't seem armed and we have a Lars rocket launcher. Lastly, we have a Gepard Flakpanzer and we have some supplies. We also have over 300 points of operational authority. And at the moment I think we are going to need more armored support. And therefore I think it would be wise to get the Command Group Reagenzglas. This is also going to give us access to another HQ unit. And the next group I want to call in is the Group Kanone. This is going to give us access to a couple more infantries and also to artillery. And later it appears like we are going to get Pioneers and some more tanks if we are able to upgrade this force in full. This leaves us with 125 points of operational authority. And we are immediately going to increase our deployment points and the rest we should invest into some extra supplies just to make sure that we are well stocked. And with that I think we should have a good option on the battlefield. Now let's have a look what our operations log reveals. During the midday fight, an East German BM-21 MLRS battalion proved instrumental in overwhelming the border guard forces. We have pinpointed its approximate resupply location, use the cover of the night to take out as many rocket launchers as possible. These are orders provided by our headquarters. And we have some more information from the CIA. It's impressive how NATO integrated such diverse national armies in what almost resembles a cohesive command. The same diversity was its main weakness too. During the June War, NATO forces of North German Group, Nordtag, and Central Army Group, CENTAG, bore the brunt of the fighting, with the most dramatic events happening at the border between the army groups. And with that, let's go to the events. Once again, we have multiple options to choose from, but I think I'm going to choose the Recon Focus. This way we can locate our enemy quicker and hopefully annihilate them, and then pick the bad options in the next phases. Before we call in our units, a quick overview over the situation. We have 2 entry points over here and none of the objective points are connected, meaning that if possible we could blitz right through. We are tasked to destroy enemy positions at Hill 72 and at Friedland. The battle can begin and our forces are pushing forward. Over on this flank I want to secure Swamp East, while we're going to send our anti-air, our tanks, destroyers and our artillery over here. This way we should be able to figure out what the enemy has in this area and should be able to support. Over here I would like to cut off Swamp West and maybe Marth North and Marth South. We have already encountered something. Let's get these tanks in reverse mode so that we can limit our casualties. And within a moment, our tank hunters should also be able to engage. We are encountering enemy armor, but we should be able to do some damage. And we can see artillery coming in. Let's get our tanks forward. And we have just annihilated something. Can we? Yes, we can see where the enemy fire is coming from. Let's make sure our own artillery does its job. These men need to push forward. They have been hit slightly. And over here we are encountering more forces. Let's get these tank hunters rotated. And it appears that we have hit enemy artillery. These men need to push. Over here, these leopards need to move back to get out of the enemy range and to get repaired. Let's get these leopards into reverse to make sure that they're not getting suppressed this heavily. And as soon as these guys are in position, they can dismount. We have spotted more artillery. And these tanks are destroyed. Wonderful. Tanks are coming in though. Let's get them out of the danger zone. These guys are getting repaired. These men need to dismount. And it appears these targets are about to be driven away. Wonderful. Now let's make sure that we get a move on. We have spotted artillery in those places over there. And it appears these tanks cannot easily be repaired. Let's get them out of the battlefield so that we can get other forces in. Let's creep closer to Swamp East. Hopefully we can figure out what the enemy has. And I want these scouts to push forward so that we can quickly support. There is nothing to see over here. Let's try to quickly push in. And let's quickly get in reverse. We have been put into an ambush. Move back, move back, move back. Artillery come in. Yeah, let us try to get these guys out. Soon we can call in fresh forces. Let's hope we have not lost any of those guys. And I'm going to call in an artillery barrage. I think these forces were somewhere over there. And we can call in fresh reinforcements. I'm going to call them over here. And after that, I'm going to focus our entire push over on this position. Let's hope we can overrun this position. Well, at least we're doing some damage. We can call in fresh forces. I want fresh infantry at the front. And these damaged artillery pieces need to move. Over here, this attack does not appear successful. We are taking casualties. Quite a lot, actually. Let us try to get them out. We are able to call in fresh tanks. Let's do that. And I think our best option at the very moment is that we are going to use our Panzer Grenadiers as scouts so that we can call in our Leopards. We were apparently able to see them from there, so let's get these tanks back. Let's get these guys forward. And then we would simply have to rush through here, but I'm sure the enemy has more nasty surprises in the area. We only have 13 minutes remaining. And let's, if possible, try to flank those units. And we can call in a couple more forces. Artillery from the enemy side is coming in. They're coming down there. We have the option to put down some suppressor fire. And now let's make sure that our soldiers are pushing forward and push into that location. Finally, we can see those forces withdrawing. Let's get our martyrs forward. Let's get our tanks forward to make sure that the enemy artillery cannot easily hit us. It is a real shame that we weren't able to achieve much on other fronts. But I think it's not worth it to fight over here. The enemy positions are too strong. Maybe our scouts can figure out if this is a lightly defended, then we could make a detour. Let's better order these units to hold fire. And let's try to get our Jaguars forward. They should be able to do something over there. These scouts need to move back though. We have enemy artillery coming in. And we are in the process of taking out these swamps. We can send our Leopards down to do some supporting fire. And I want these Panzer Grenadiers to move forward on Ahrendshausen. Our Jaguars are hopefully soon able to engage. Swamp East is about to fall. We have not figured out what is going on over there.
Zone captured.
And I would be surprised if nothing is in these forests over there. Our tanks have to move up extremely close. I do not want that. Let's get them in reverse so that they get out of the immediate line of fire. But we at least did a good hit. Nothing to see on this town so far. Let's try to move forward. Let's also try to get this, if we can. Let's try to get our scouts forward. From there they should hopefully be able to figure out if more positions are at swamp. Let's get the tanks forward. Let's get our Jaguars forward. And let's get these units dismounted. I am going to do some area recon in the hope to figure out what they have. Scouts move forward. Tank destroyers move forward. Enemy forces coming in. Let's move in reverse. Let's use some artillery to soften them up. And these Jaguars need to move back. They are not capable to sustain a firefight. These Leopards need to take out these artillery pieces, if somehow possible. Looks, move back. Come on, hit them. Nothing. We are taking casualties over there. We need to get our boys back. These Leopards also need to... Well, I think we could move them up over there. Fire is now coming in from other sides as well. Let's get these Jaguars back to avoid further casualties. And with some luck, these soldiers are able to support the fight over here. We only have so much that we can use, but we also have some artillery. These tanks are running out of options. And at least we are able to suppress those tanks. We are doing a number on them. They are sending more stuff in, and our flag is not close enough to the front line. We need to get that forward. It appears that not too many casualties were caused though. Let's get these tanks forward. We only have 7 minutes left. Tanks appear to be withdrawn. Let's get these soldiers forward. They need to be taken out later. These Jaguars are almost defeated. These mortars, even though they are in range, are still not yet destroyed. Let us try to get these guys up so that we can at least get something on the enemy. Mortars are finally almost defeated. We apparently have defeated the enemy over here. And I'm going to get these Jaguars out so that they can get repaired. We're going to try to get into Ahrendshausen, and the enemy is going to mount a counterattack. And enemy forces are still in the town. I want to see where the enemy is coming from. Let's put up some recon. And let's try to push into Ahrendshausen. These tanks I'm going to rotate out. We should be able to get fresh ones in within a short moment. And ideally then we at least have some further control over the battlefield. So far we cannot see where the enemy is coming from. But at least we can get fresh tank hunters in. I want them over there. Maybe we can flank out the enemy. And we have spotted some in-place units that were immediately hidden in town. Let's hope that with our dismounted forces and the positions on the flank we are able to overrun them. Let's get these scouts up. I also want these tanks to move up over there. We have the eye on those emplaced forces again.
5 minutes remaining.
And for whatever reason we were, as of yet, not able to hit them. I want these guys to get out. These ones need to get in place. We can get fresh tanks forward. And now the big question is, can we at least flank out this swamp. I'm going to order a shelling over there. Or better, let's use our positions, our options to hit Hill 72, where some of the enemy positions are going to be located. This way, we might at least be able to do some progress on our mission. Let's also get these tanks into reverse and use our own artillery to hopefully hit those in place units. So far we do not have a lot of luck here. These Jaguars, I want to move forward. Maybe we are able to hit those positions. The enemy is concealing their own now with smoke. And let's also use some aerial illumination over the battlefield. Tanks are now ready to push in. We have seen some hits over there. 2 minutes remaining. And maybe our Jaguars are able to use this position to fight, but I doubt they can see them. And I now want everyone to overrun this position. I do not know what that is. But it has stopped us for quite some time and I want it gone. We are unable to locate our target at Freeland and there we have the enemy counterattack. Okay, this target is destroyed. We are going to take out the swamp, we are going to capture it. But the rest of our forces need to move as quickly as possible to make sure that we do not use Ahrendshausen and to hopefully outflank the enemy. More enemy forces are over there. We are getting suppressed. Let's move back there. And our Jaguars are taking damage. We are getting flanked. And there are the enemy forces. Let's get our tanks in range. Let's get our Jaguars back. They are going to hopefully survive this. And with some artillery support, we might be able to stop this counterattack. Looks move further to the back. We have tank hunters over there that we have lost eyes on. And now I think the best move is that we move in reverse for the entire time until we are able to stop the enemy. These tanks are still endangered. We have destroyed the infantry. Our artillery is also able to hit the enemy. If possible, I want to focus fire on those tank hunters. These scouts need to withdraw, otherwise they're completely getting annihilated. Wonderful. Tank hunters are retreating. Enemy tanks are still on the field. Let's focus fire on that. Enemy scouts are going to be dealt with later. And so far, at least, we were able to make some ground, but not enough to push through the enemy lines. We have suffered in total 37 men killed and 97 men as wounded, and we have 2 men missing, meaning that we have a total casualty count of 136. We have also lost 15 vehicles. On the enemy side, they have 51 men killed, 184 men wounded and 13 men missing, meaning that they have total casualties of 248 men and they have lost 25 vehicles. Luckily for us, we were able to annihilate a bunch of enemy units, and as of right now we have only lost a platoon of martyrs. Our force is still in relatively good shape and we have some deployment points to upgrade our forces. But unfortunately we are running out of time. We only have one phase remaining and we will have to finish our objective by this point. Meaning that in the next episode we might have to do some desperate measures to break through the enemy lines and to achieve a victory. But this has to be it for now. I hope you have enjoyed this episode and until we meet again, I wish you all a great time.